You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and East Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Monday, March 3rd. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo and here is what's happening. A fatal vehicle collision on Boulder Highway on March 1st has resulted in the death of one driver. The incident is under investigation by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, and News 25 has this story.
A fatal vehicle collision that occurred on March 1st in Las Vegas at approximately 1:10 p.m. has resulted in the death of one driver, marking it the 32nd accident fatality in the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's jurisdiction for 2025. This accident occurred at the intersection of Boulder Highway and Dalhart Avenue. Evidence gathered at the scene, along with witness statements and video surveillance, reveals a 2014 Hyundai driven by a 50-year-old female had stopped at the stop sign on Dalhart Avenue heading westbound on Boulder Highway when a 2004 Chrysler 300 driven by a 34-year-old Savannah Merriman was traveling northbound on Boulder Highway, traveling in the left lane. As the Hyundai attempted to proceed through the intersection, it entered the path of the Chrysler, resulting in collision when the front of the Chrysler struck the driver's side of the Hyundai. Both vehicles were forced into the southbound lanes after the impact. Emergency personnel transported both drivers to Sunrise Trauma for advanced medical care. Despite life-saving efforts, the driver of the Hyundai was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Her identity has been withheld pending family notification. The driver of the Chrysler, Merriman, suffered minor injuries but showed no signs of impairment at the scene. Las Vegas Metro Collision Investigation Section is continuing this investigation into the circumstances surrounding this collision.
More news now. Nellis and Creech Air Force bases in Nevada are being instructed to remove all diversity, equity, and inclusion content following new directives from the Department of Defense.
Nellis and Creech Air Force bases in Nevada have been directed to remove all diversity, equity, and inclusion content in response to recent mandates issued by the Department of Defense. This move comes in compliance with a series of executive orders from President Donald Trump. Both bases, located near Pahrump, confirmed by the Las Vegas Review-Journal on Monday that they are removing all published content that aligns with DEI principles. This decision follows a memorandum sent to the military leadership by the Pentagon Press Secretary on February 26th. The memorandum, which directs all military services to update their digital content, mandates all materials promoting DEI-related concepts to be removed by March 5th. The content to be removed includes all critical race theory, gender ideology, and any programs or practices that suggest treatment based on race, sex, or ethnicity. This includes DEI content related to the promotion and selection reform, as well as advisory boards, councils, and work groups. Nellis Air Force Base is located approximately 70 miles from Pahrump, while Creech Air Force Base is situated about 57 miles northwest of town near Indian Springs. Both bases have declined any further details, referring to additional inquiries by the Department of Defense.
And securing our border has been a top priority for U.S. President Donald J. Trump since before day one. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the city with February findings.
In the most major of current domestic military moves, February 2025 marked the lowest number of illegal acts and actors attempting to cross into our southern border in years. We are now joined by anonymous Operation Lone Star National Guard troops who are currently patrolling the Rio Grande River just off McAllen, Texas.
We are here to assist state law enforcement officials in the apprehension of illegally crossing migrants. We predominantly work to support the Department of Public Safety out here in Texas, our state law enforcement agency, with the apprehension of migrants crossing illegally, as well as the interdiction of drug, weapons, and human smuggling.
Over the weekend, the president published, "The month of February, my first full month in office, had the lowest number of illegal immigrants trying to enter our country in history by far. There were only 8,326 apprehensions of illegals by Border Patrol at the U.S.-Mexico border, all of whom were quickly ejected from our nation or, when necessary, prosecuted for crimes against the United States of America. This means that very few people came. The invasion of our country is over. In comparison, under Joe Biden, there were 300,000 illegals crossing in 1 month, and virtually all of them were released into our country. Thanks to the Trump administration policies, the border is closed to all illegal immigrants. Anyone who tries to illegally enter the USA will face significant criminal penalties and immediate deportation."
So when we're doing riverine patrol, one of the most important things that we can do is honestly sit and wait for any Border Patrol traffic that comes over the net. When we're waiting for that traffic confirmation to come over from Border Patrol, we'll do patrols up and down the riverbanks. We'll look on the U.S. side for any signs that someone's crossed the river.
Operation Lone Star works alongside federal and state law enforcement, including U.S. Border Patrol, with a consistent and continuing mission to deter, detect, and halt illegal border crossings and to intercept transnational criminals at our southern border.
We'll look for what's called scout activity. What they're doing is they're scouting out our activity to inform the cartels that it's okay to push bodies, or if they need to adjust left and right to push those migrants.
U.S. President Donald J. Trump added, "Illegal border crossings last month were the lowest ever recorded. Thank you."
Interactions can vary day to day. Most of the time, whenever it's family units, these are people that don't want any trouble. We've also got some aggressive encounters that we've had. Other times we'll have encounters with the cartel. They can take pot shots at us. They can try and get into fist fights with us. It changes on a case-by-case basis.
On behalf of everyone here at KPVM Television, thank you so much for your selfless service. To all of our viewers, I appreciate you looking and listening to my Bell's palsy-afflicted face. See you tomorrow from Las Vegas.
Thank you very much, Maria. Coming up, Caroline Levitt from the White House has a mega minute. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. Hope you're having a great Monday. This is Chris Palermo, and this week, the White House took decisive steps on major issues from international diplomacy to domestic security and economic growth. Meanwhile, immigration enforcement ramped up with more than 50,000 deportations, and cartel criminals faced extradition. Press Secretary Caroline Levitt breaks it all down for the American citizens.
This week at the White House, key decisions shape the nation's path forward while reinforcing America's global leadership to driving economic growth, shaping border security, and cracking down on crime. The administration remains focused on putting the American people first. Here is a look at the top stories making current headlines.
It was another historic week at the White House. Let's break it all down in the MAGA Minute. President Trump showed the world what American strength looks like when he stood up for the American people to President Zelensky during their meeting in the Oval Office. Massive corporations announced new investments and jobs in the United States. Following President Trump's 10% tariff on China, Apple announced it will spend more than $500 billion and hire 20,000 American workers over the next 4 years. Pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly announced an investment of $27 billion to build 4 new manufacturing plants in the United States. On the border, the administration has officially deported more than 50,000 illegal immigrants from our country, a 627% increase in monthly arrests under Joe Biden. Mexico also extradited 29 vicious and violent cartel criminals to the United States to face their long-awaited justice. And the president signed an executive order to make the prices of medical services more transparent, unlocking huge healthcare savings opportunities for you, the American people. And lastly, we took a historic step towards restoring your trust in the mainstream media by saying the White House Correspondents Association is no longer going to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office and fly on Air Force One. New media is traveling with the president, covering this president. It was a great week, and we'll see you next time for the MAGA Minute.
Well, from the Golden Knights taking home another big win for the Las Vegas region to a pardon for Pete Rose, Mikey Ruhan is here with today's sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights in action on Sunday evening, welcoming the New Jersey Devils after 2 scoreless periods. Let's head over to the third period. Vegas Golden Knights on a power play. Hannafin with a wrist shot. Mark Stone tips it in, 1-0 Golden Knights. Later on in the third period, another Golden Knight power play. Noah Hannafin with a wrister. 2-0 Golden Knights win by the same score. Next up for the Golden Knights, they welcome the Toronto Maple Leafs on Wednesday. President Trump announced late Friday that he will deliver a posthumous pardon to Pete Rose, nearly 6 months after the MLB all-time hit leader passed away. Despite being MLB's all-time leader in base hits, Rose has been excluded from the Baseball Hall of Fame and was banned from being directly involved with the MLB after the league said it caught him betting on games in the 1980s. Rose was managing his hometown Cincinnati Reds at the time that MLB investigated him for gambling. Those were very stupid laws that he broke. You know it, I know it, we all know it. The UNLV women's basketball team closed out its home schedule with a big 89-55 win over San Jose State on Saturday at Cox Pavilion, extending its winning streak to 8 games. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
All right, Mikey, always making sports great again. And the town of Pahrump is now hiring for lifeguard and cashier positions for the 2025 pool season, seeking responsible, motivated individuals to join their team.
The town of Pahrump is now hiring responsible, mature, and motivated individuals for lifeguard and cashier positions for the upcoming 2025 pool season. To be considered to be a lifeguard in a position, applicants must be 15 years or older by April 1st, 2025. They must be able to obtain lifeguard certification and a CPR certification, while cashier applicants must be at least 14 years old by May 15th, 2025. All applicants must also be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening and a background check. Interested individuals can download the application from the Nye County website at www.nyecounty.nv.gov, or you can request one online by emailing humanresources@nyecounty.nv.gov. Applications are also available for pickup at the Human Resources Department located at 1981 East Calvada Boulevard here in Pahrump. Completed applications can be submitted via email or fax at 775-751-6309. The job advertisement will remain open until all of these positions are filled.
More local stories coming up, a delicious one from Pink Box Donuts, and how you can celebrate Women's Day in Pahrump. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. The Pahrump Seventh-day Adventist Church is inviting the community to celebrate Women's Day on March 8th, 2025 at 10:50 a.m. News 25 spoke with Vicki Smith for the details.
Hello, my name is Vicki. I'm from the Pahrump Seventh-day Adventist Church. I'm a head deaconess there and an elder, and I'm here to invite you to our Women's Day celebration on March 8th. And we have a Bible study at 9, and the worship service starts at 10:50. This is a special service we hold just once a year. This is our 4th annual one, and we'd like to invite you to come. Women as well as men can come to this. You can bring your husband, wives, and it's just a special time to fellowship and worship together. And we have a a special guest speaker this year. Her name is Julie Roth. She's a pastor's wife. She's a retired executive healthcare assistant. She has been the head of human resources at a hospital. She's a mom, a grandmom, a stepmom, and she just is a delightful person. She has a topic of God's surprises. We really hope you can join us on March 8th at either 9 o'clock or 10:50, but come early because it seems like we fill up fast on Women's Day. There will be a light lunch served afterwards provided by our women's ministry. Yes, the address is 477 North Blag Road. It's just a couple blocks north of Basin. We also have a church website where you can find more information about our church, and that website is pahrump.nv.adventistchurch.org.
All right, right around the corner, Pink Box Donuts is celebrating St. Patrick's Day with a special lineup of festive green-themed treats available from March 12th to March 17th. Get ready to enjoy a variety of limited-time donuts, including the return of the fan favorite Green Machine 2.0.
Pink Box Donuts is celebrating St. Patrick's Day with a delicious array of festive, green-themed donuts throughout the month of March. From March 12th to March 17th, the popular donut shop will feature a variety of limited edition creations in honor of the holiday. In addition to their holiday-inspired offerings, Pink Box will also bring back the highly anticipated Green Machine 2.0, a fan favorite from previous years, with a new twist. This upgraded donut promises to delight customers with its rich pistachio flavor. These special St. Patrick's Day treats will be available at all Pink Box locations, as well as for online orders. For more details about store locations, hours, and the full selection of donuts, visit www.pinkboxdonuts.com.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Okay, that's the Lerner and Rowe weather cam here in Pahrump. As you can see, overcast. Actually, we are getting ready to, well, spring ahead with the clocks, but it's more like fall back weather. Complete forecast coming up and maybe a warm-up.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios, and taking a look at Nevada right now. Up in northern Nevada, Fernley and Fallon are both seeing 54 degrees. Carson City's at 52, Tonopah at 43, Goldfield at 46, Beatty at 59 degrees, Amargosa at 65, Las Vegas 3 degrees lower at 62 degrees, and Death Valley is at 74 degrees. But here in the beautiful Paradise of Pahrump, we are currently seeing 58-degree weather. The high today was 60 degrees with partly cloudy skies. The wind was blowing northwest at 13 miles per hour. Humidity 25%, and the sun rose this morning at 6:10 and is setting tonight at 5:41 p.m. The humidity raises all the way up to 43%, and the wind continues to blow north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. The low tonight's going to be 39 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We're seeing 50s and 60s and just a little bit of 70s throughout our next 7 days. On Tuesday, we are seeing 67-degree weather with sunny skies, but on Wednesday and Thursday, that sun goes away and we have a pretty high chance of rain, seeing 61 on Wednesday and Thursday at 53. On Friday, we get the sun back at 58 degrees. Saturday and Sunday are looking completely sunny for our weekend at 64 degrees and 70 degrees. But on Monday, it goes back down to 61 degrees, though we are keeping that sun. So make sure to grab your umbrella because it looks like we're going to be getting a little bit of rain. All right, back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Miss Rosell. A little bit of a roller coaster there. I told you we get a little bit of a warm up tomorrow and then clouds return. But anyways, hey, the summer is coming. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.